the bottom line, they just want the attention and they just want the love. You're not your circumstances. You can rise above that. That's what we teach them here. I don't see this as a sacrifice at all. This is my contribution to society. My name is Darnell Taylor. I am the founder and the executive director of the TaylorMade Foundation. The TaylorMade Foundation offers programs for teens in grades 6 through 12 in Newton County and the surrounding areas, and we prepare students for either college or for careers. They do that through our TaylorMade University mentorship program, which meets weekly, and they have workshops in financial literacy, as well as health and wellness, STEM, college readiness, and as well as career readiness. We work with several of the local businesses as well as the universities to facilitate workshops for our students. So, I am from New York, and community service has always been in my heart. Like my home, because I had teenage daughters, was always like the safe place for the other teens, my daughter's friends. And so it just kind of started from there, me just doing certain things with the teens. They would always come to my house and want to do like these, circle and just, ask me different questions, how to do this, how to do that, what should they do regarding this. And so when I came to Georgia, it was still in my heart. And so I just started doing little like STEM projects with them. And so I was funding it out of my own pocket at the time. And I had bigger dreams. I wanted to build like basketball courts for them because they were just running in people's yards. So I wanted to give them something more structured. And several people just said, hey, why don't you start a nonprofit foundation? And you can actually get the funding to, support these things that you want to do with the kids. And so, I did a little bit of research and formed the TaylorMade Foundation. We started out just like giving away prom dresses and giving away college dorm essentials to students who were like either homeless or in foster care. And then one of those students came back to me and he's like, Miss Darnell, my dorm room is completely decked out. I'm straight. I'm ready to go. He says, but I'm here and I have no clue as to what it is that I'm doing. And that was kind of like the aha moment, like, hey, like we sent these babies out there completely unprepared to navigate college or life after college because they were homeless or in foster care. So they didn't have parents. They didn't have anybody to help them navigate. And so I took that information back to my board at the time. And then we formed the TaylorMade University, which was a structured curriculum, like I said, teaching them financial literacy, STEM, also life skills. So teaching them how to cook, how to do mechanics and plumbing, everything that they need if they have to live on their own, either during college or after college if they decide to, go to work instead of college. It was like we were just giving them items and then once they got the items and they went off to college, we didn't really have a connection with them. And so that was also a part of the reason why we transitioned into the actual TaylorMade University. So it's a 4-year program. And so we have them from, the beginning of high school on, up until it's time for them to graduate. So we have more of a relationship with these students. We know, their families, we know them, and we've just been able to help them navigate the journey through high school into college. So per student, it's about $1,000 per student. The fall semester, the after school semester runs from September through May. And then we also have summer enrichment, which is, anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks. And that is about $400 or so per student. And, that includes like paying for facilitators, paying for supplies. So, we have laptops and things that the students use to do their assignments. And they're actually working on like a mental health and wellness app for teens. We noticed that a lot of them have mental health issues, and we noticed that they were not taking advantage of like their mental health resources, so not going to the special ed workshops or their therapy sessions. And so we were just trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we get them to be able to access these resources in a private setting? And so we came up with, hey, having them to build that app, because they are always on their cell phones, right? And so they can get these resources right, in privacy in the palm of their hands. And so it'll be a success and wellness app. So it'll have mental health resources as well as college readiness and career readiness resources. And then down the line, once the students keep working on it, we'll also introduce financial literacy resources as well. What have I learned? That everybody is different. There are so many varying emotions and attitudes. They all don't grow up in the same household, so people parent different. But the bottom line, they just want the attention and they just want the love. And you just see them transform when they get that care. We have students that walk in the door day one, they won't even talk. They just, tunnel vision. They won't look left, they won't look right. Just tunnel vision. And then once they get acclimated and, they see how, the staff is, they see how friendly and engaging the students are, they lighten up. And then now, we have them giving speeches. We have them volunteering and representing us out in the community. So we see the transformation. We see the good that the program is doing. One of the moms actually wrote us a letter of support. And she talked about how the public speaking helped her son to actually present himself in front of his college advisor. And the guy was just like blown away because, he was so young. He was like, hey, you are a Morehouse man, because he just presented himself so well. And the parents were just sitting there, just because he was handling his business on his own. I think that they think that if they're at risk, that they're all bad, or that they don't want to get ahead, or they don't want to work hard, and that is not true at all. Some of them just have not been exposed to certain things, and that's why it's really important in this program. We have local businesses and even the colleges come to talk to them about different career paths that they wouldn't really know about if they were not presented to them. And we also take them on enriching field trips just to give them exposure to life outside, because some of them have not even been outside of Newton County. So we give them that exposure so they know that they do have options. And, you're not, how do they say it? Like, you're not your circumstances, you can rise above that. That's what we teach them here. And I don't really even see it as a sacrifice, because it's my passion. And you know how when God gives you a talent, and it's what your purpose is what you are destined to do, it is just so easy. I don't see this as a sacrifice at all. This is my contribution to society. I grew up, I was homeless when I was in my last year of high school. And so I had to navigate things, on my own. I was a victim of domestic violence, as well as having to raise my daughters on my own. And I just told God, if you deliver me from this, when I get into position and I'm stable and I'm able, I will give back and I will pour into every life that you have, you put in my path. And so I'm just giving that back. I'm just giving that back as a thank you to him for delivering me from that. And then to be that light and that guide for these students and also their parents, because we also, work with the parents, but so that they don't go through the same things that I went through. My ask would be that there would be more programs out there like TaylorMade. We can't service everybody, right? And so if there were more programs out there like TaylorMade, more students would be able to take advantage of the opportunities that programs like TaylorMade offers. So you can find us on social media, on Instagram, it's at TaylorMade FDN, and on Facebook, we are TaylorMade Foundation.